leading off the game for the Grizzly.
Live from Palm Springs at historic Palm Springs Stadium. This is Mitch Glessner alongside Andres Tejeda. Today we have triple header action, typically opening up the broadcast with double header action, but today we get 3 games, and we will start out here between the Oregon Lumberjacks and the Alberta Grizzly. We are set for baseball as Jackson Decker takes the ball and throws a strike right in there, right down the pipe to the lead man, Daisuke Fukuda.
A beautiful day for baseball as always. We're in playoff mode now, Mitch. It's win or go home at this point.
There's a pitch, a little bit outside. So the Grizzly will get the first chance here at bat. Again, Fukuda leading off here. It'll be Daisuke Fukuda, Christian Busby, Sean Lawler. As the next pitch comes in, sweeping slider, swing and a miss from Daisuke Fukuda. Fukuda will be the shortstop today. Just underway, and we are now officially in playoff baseball. So the winner of this team, as we know it, will play the 2 seed between the Bombers and the Power, who will play later this afternoon. They'll be in game 3. Decker to the plate here, barely missing on a fastball. So Jackson Decker gets the call to start this game off. Decker has started in 2 games so far this year. He's pitched in 9 games, the most appearances for the Alberta Grizzly.
This will likely be a game against the number 2 seed here. He tags him out on the drop third strike. Only way they wouldn't play is if the A's managed to win their game, which is right after this one. They would end up playing the 1 seed. Thus, these guys would play 2 seeds.
So that'll bring up Christian Busby now after the strikeout. So Fukuda down on strikes. And check that. This is Valdenebro on the mound. What am I looking at here? I got a different lineup scorecard. I'm not used to this thing. What do I do with my hands? Here's the pitch with 1 out. This is Christian Busby at the plate. Busby has been swinging a hot bat as of late. This is Valdenebro on the mound. The green of both teams and a different look at the lineup card has me all twisted and turned early on this morning. So it's Valdenebro on the mound. We'll see Jackson Decker on the other side when he comes out. Both of them pretty similar pitching styles or pitching stances, however they set up on the mound. Valdenebro throws low here. So for Valdenebro, he will start in his 4th game this year. 1 win so far in a solid 1.78 ERA. His last appearance was on February 10th. And he pitched 2 innings of work there and a clean 2 innings. No earned runs, no hits, 3 strikeouts. Pitches up high for a ball. Christian Busby at the plate for the Grizzly. And Busby, as mentioned, has been swinging a hot bat as of late. And he will be in right field today, typically out there as normal. Swing and a miss here. Valdenebro powers a fastball right by him. Busby, good speed at the plate. So Sean Lawler, the power hitting lefty, to follow him. Trying to get aboard here with 1 away, 2-2 count, just opening up. Earlier start time, obviously, with the triple header. Typically we start at 10 a.m., today 9 a.m., so earlier wake-up call for these players as the ball is hit off to the right side. It kind of brings me back to my tournament playing days of waking up at 6 a.m., being at the ballpark bright and early. Long day.
Road trips in the morning.
Oh, yes. The whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah, there you go.
It would be wake up at 5 o'clock, 5:30. You're driving for an hour and a half. Oh, the good old days. Valdenebro set with a 2-2 coming and 1 down. Scorched through the left side, a base hit for Christian Busby. That ball was laced into left field. It's a single for Busby, the first hit of the ballgame going to the Grizzly.
Way to work the count, 2-2, hitting off the foul ball, and then finally get a good pick to hit. As we've seen all year, that gap between third and shortstop has been basically money for all these hitters, especially the right-hand hitters.
Nice line drive single for Busby after Baldenabro took care of Fukuda relatively easily. Baldenabro will toe up from the right side of the slab. And he comes set with a very closed-off position and a kind of sidewinding action as he brings first pitch to Lawler. He chases after it. It's into left center field. Chasing after it out there is the left fielder. That's Vaughn Jr. who brings it into the cut man. While that is going on, Busby easily walks in. It's an RBI double for Sean Lawler, and the Grizzly are out in front here 1-0 early on.
And that's how you want to start a playoff game like this. Your first pitch swinging, send it into the gap and left center field. And at second base, Busby getting a great jump to come all the way around from first base.
So the Grizzly out to an early start here, 2 hits in a row. And the extra base hit from Sean Lawler, who, as mentioned, has been the power hitter for the Grizzly. Just 5 RBIs up until that point. He'll notch number 6 with that one as DC Russ stands in and takes ball 1.
And Lawler's been one of the top guys hitting there. So has Kreutzer, who's on deck right now. But these guys have great hitters here. It's a great matchup between these two teams, evenly matched.
Baldenabro, 22 strikeouts in 15 2/3 of work so far this year. A long pause as he steps off the rubber and takes a look at Sean Lawler out at second base.
Yeah, he's pitched those 15 2/3 innings, as you said, only the second most innings pitched. Jack Silva has eaten up most of the innings here at 26.2. But Baldenabro, one of the top throwers here with one of the lowest ERAs, just around 1 and some change here.
Here's a strike thrown to DC Russ. The last time that Baldenabro recorded a decision was back on January 21st, which feels like ages ago at this point.
Let's see, 4 weeks ago.
Notched the win in that one in 3 innings of work. He has not worked anything more than 4 innings throughout the California Winter League. Long pause at the top, and they'll call time in the box, and now coming out from behind the dish is Andres Mendoza, his counterpart today.
You got to imagine that if he can manage to keep the runs down here, again, he doesn't give up many earned runs, as he's only given up 3 earned runs on 5 runs, and he's only allowed 10 hits against him all season long. If he can keep it down, keep the runs to a minimum, he'll probably go about 5 innings. I would expect for the first round of playoffs here.
That's what all these managers would like in an ideal situation. Here's the ball swung at extremely late from DC Russ, and he squibs it foul off to the right. Yeah, you would probably want to get at least 4 or 5 out of these starters. Again, with playoffs today, starting today, these guys will all get an off day tomorrow and an unofficial American holiday, the Super Bowl. Never quite figured out why they didn't just make that official. I mean, at this point, my goodness. Coming set at the top is Baldenabro, looking at the runner at second. 1 down, and the pitch is swung on and missed. A breaking ball there fools DC Russ. 2 strikeouts here in the top of the first for Baldenabro.
Great put-out pitch there on the sweeping ball. That would be the Danish Nick Kreutzer.
Kreutzer has been on a tear as of late, I feel like.
Oh, absolutely.
And he's been probably the Grizzly best hitter as a whole. For the year, he's been hitting .469, 15 hits in 32 at-bats, 6 runs scored, 6 extra base hits on those 15 hits, 6 of them doubles, 13 RBIs.
Yep.
Big threat at the plate with a runner in scoring position.
It's safe to say he is their best hitter.
1 ball and no strikes. 2 outs, top of the first. 1-0 early on here after the RBI double from Sean Lawler. And now Kreutzer awaits a 1-0. They'll check on the runner, a back pick there. Giving the old glove flash out there at the shortstop position. That is Kadrian Russ, who plays a really good defensive shortstop. He'll be there this morning for the Lumberjacks. Russ, another speedster. He likes to dance around to hold the runners. Right behind Lawler right now, right in the taillights. Baldenabro set with a 1-0 and 2 down. Pitch is swung on and missed. Looked like either a sinker or a changeup that just disappeared on Nick Kreutzer. for Baldinabro, he's been one of the pitchers that I feel like has flown under the radar, more or less.
Definitely. I mean, and it's probably because of those wins. Again, you said first win coming back all the way back on opening day, but that ERA has stood out among the top pitchers here.
That looked like another changeup or two-seamer that had some good sink action, just diving away from the bat of Nick Kreutzer, who is now in the hole, 1-2. 2 down with Lawler at second base. And the Grizzly would really like to play 2 here in the top of the first and give Decker a early lead, something to really just take a deep breath on and relax as Baldinabro brings the ball here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tanaka to follow should it get to him. Baldinabro is 24-year-old right-handed pitcher from California, so native of this area of the country. Again, a lot of these guys have traveled very far to play all the way out here in Palm Springs. Kreutzer just swinging at this one to keep it alive, and he does. Fouls it off to the left side, will do it again.
I think I'd say majority, 70-80% of players and staff and coaches have traveled a long ways to get out here in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, and all these guys have a story of their own. Most of them played for at least 2 different colleges for their college ball. I think we've seen some of these guys out here have played for as many as 4 different colleges. As Kreutzer waves and misses. Strong start on the mound for the right-handed pitcher Baldinabro, who strikes out the side. He does give up a run, though. The single from Busby and then Lawler plating Busby on the double. And the score is 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the first here in playoff California Winter League Baseball. So we go to the bottom half of the first. An early lead for the Alberta Grizzly as they lead it 1-0. Lead man here for the Oregon Lumberjacks is going to be Chris Baker, who takes strike 1. So now we officially see Jackson Decker.
Yep.
Another right-handed pitcher, very similar frame and setup to Baldonado. Both of them come set with a very closed position. Long, lanky arms for both right-handed pitchers as the strike is poured in to Chris Baker. Baker on the year, a .357 average, 10 for 28. Leads the team in runs scored at 10, 5 RBIs, 7 walks. Tied for the team lead in that category. Big left-handed bat. He's got good pull side power. An 0-2 pitch. As he has fallen behind here early on. Decker thought he had strike 3, but instead it's ball 1.
Decker, another great pitcher for this team. Second in most innings eaten up. Arturo Monroy has 26 1/3, as Decker only has 20. But his ERA, again, low. 1 and some change there.
There's a 1-2. Looked like a changeup that Baker takes outside. Decker and Baldonado definitely two of the guys that really flew under the radar throughout this entire California Winter League. Decker is a 26-year-old from Vancouver. Played at University of Calgary. And he brings up high for a ball. He throws a four-seam, a sinker, changeup, curve. So very similar to Baldonado as well.
Believe it or not, there's only 2 guys on their pitching staff, quotes around staff, that have a lower ERA. Want to take a guess at who those 2 are?
I could not guess that one.
Well, DC Russ has pitched only 7 innings, and he's pitched in 5 games as an ERA of 1. Sean Lawler threw 1 inning of work. He got 2 strikeouts and 2 walks, but did not allow any runs. So technically, he's got a 0.
Yes.
He's got a 0.
Decker hands high, 3-2. Swung on and lifted into left field. Giving chase out there is DC Russ to his left, and he squeezes it for the first out. We'll see how the sun plays a factor here early on. Usually the sun out here, it starts playing a factor once the timestamp hits around 11:30ish. These guys get a little bit of the benefit here in this early game. I don't think they'll really have to deal with it as much.
I know the sun, if you can see why the shadows are on their right side, they're our right side, their left side, and low in the horizon. As you said, once it gets 11, 12, it's going to be right in the middle of the sky.
If you've been following along all season, you've seen a lot of pop flies on the infield dropped or just not even getting a glove on them. Same with the outfield, a lot of same out there. As the sun has really just given a lot of these guys trouble throughout this California Winter League. Jesse Russo at the plate here takes low for a ball. Russo digs in with a .267 average. 4 hits in this California Winter League. Decker and Baldonado will work at what I would probably say an average tempo. They don't work extremely quickly. They don't work very slowly either. Here's a strike to Russo. The end of that spectrum as far as working quickly would be Sam Cornstead for the Palm Springs Power, who works exceptionally quickly.
Just steps on the rubber and he's ready to go.
Decker will throw a 2-1 here to Russo. In there for a strike. Good pitch there on the inner half. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, I believe the winner of this will play the 2 seed. We don't have official word on that, but that's the way that the bracket looks to play out.
Yeah, it all depends. It's going to depend on that second game today.
This ball is hit over to the right side. That's Jacob McGinnis, who fields it routinely, and he makes the play for the second out. So 4-3 on the putout, 2 up, 2 down. And that'll bring up the dangerous Nick Gimbalvo. And Gimbalvo on an absolute tear here in the Winter League. 14 hits and 36 at-bats. 10 RBIs that by far and large leads the team. 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run. And the triple and the home run coming in his cycle effort as he takes high, ball 1.
And that cycle, that was a game to be at. He finished it off with the home run into left center field, basically center field, let's be honest. Sending it right over the wall, right next to the State Farm sign.
And guess what? That game was against the Grizzly. As he swings, it was fouled off of his foot in the box. So he'll remain there as he tries to walk it off. In that game, it was Mitchell Singer to start for the Grizzlies, so he's seen a different look here in Jackson Decker. In that game, that was the game that Jack Silva pitched. Seemed like a million baseballs in that one.
That 119, give or take, pitch count.
So Jim Balvo seeing Decker here for maybe the first time in a little bit. Not sure if he's faced him before. As the lefty awaits. 1-1 is inside, barely missing. 2 balls and a strike. And Jim Balvo will actually hit from both sides. So he hits from the left side here against the righty Decker. We've also seen him hit very well from the right side when he has to face a left-handed pitcher. 2 ball, 1 strike pitch with 2 outs, nobody on. Up high for ball 3.
The last time these two teams faced off was back on Monday, a 12:30 game on the 7th.
Jim Balvo has, let's see, 4 games of a multi-hit effort. And that big 5-for-5 cycle effort against the Grizzly. Here is a ball that is hit hard, foul off to the right side. Jim Balvo seemingly just hits everything hard, too. I can't remember a cheap hit that he's gotten. Feels like every single ball that he hits is barreled up well.
Yeah, he is 3rd on the team with the average at 400. He's only struck out 5 times. Walked 3, so most of it has always been contact. 9 RBIs.
Swing and a miss here, though. Decker gets him on the fastball up and away, and Jim Balvo couldn't lay off on the full count pitch. So he is down on strikes. A clean inning for Jackson Decker. 3 up, 3 down go the Lumberjacks. And he notches his first strikeout of the morning there, getting Jim Balvo swinging. 1-0 is our score. The Grizzly lead it, and they will get another turn here in the top of the second when we come back.
Our third generation. Travis.
We go to the top half of the second with the Grizzly out to an early lead. The score is 1-0. And that'll bring up the lead man here, Travis Tanaka, in that 6 hole. So 6, 7, 8 here due up. As Tanaka takes inside for ball 1. Valdenebro struck out the side in the first, although he did give up the 1 run. An RBI double coming from Sean Lawler, who has provided the only extra base hit so far early on in the game. I'm sure we'll see a lot more as the game progresses along. This ball is taken outside. 2 balls and no strikes to the versatile Travis Tanaka, who we'll see behind the plate and in the field. He'll play a little bit of right field. He'll play in the hot corner. He's done a little bit of everything here in the Winter League. Pitch is outside. Good zip on that fastball, but it's pulled off to the side from Valdenebro. Try to get some numbers here on Travis Tanaka as he digs back in. A 3 ball and no strike count here, well ahead of Valdenebro, who comes to the plate. 3-ball, no strike pitches in there for a strike. Tanaka on the year, 382 average, 13 hits for him. 4 extra base hits. He's walked 7 times, so he's shown good plate discipline when he needs to. Yeah, friendly hitters count here. 3-ball, 1 strike pitch is chopped over to the shortstop and Kadrian Russ, who makes the play on the big hop, and that is the first out. So Valdenebro continuing to work well on the mound here in the early goings.
Batting 7 for the Grizzly, the third baseman.
Seeing eye ground out, and that'll bring up Anthony McDougal. McDougal in his usual third base spot defensively. Grizzly trying to add on here early on as Decker provided a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom half of the first. Here's ball 1 to Anthony McDougal. If they can provide some run support, it should be an easy going for Decker, or easier going, I should say. Decker has been very sound as of late, so they will try to provide some more run support as strike is taken here from Anthony McDougal. And Anthony McDougal digs in with just 3 hits in 34 at-bats. He has really struggled here in the California Winter League. Here's a 1-1. Almost thought about going after that one, but he takes it up high for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. McDougal, 25 years old, from Oakland, a little bit north of us. Sometimes you forget just how big this state really is. You say a little bit north, but in reality, it's like 5 hours north as he takes a ball here. 3 balls and a strike to the right-handed hitter.
Yeah, I forget the idea that California is about 2/3 lateral of the United States. The only state other that's above the state is Washington.
He hits here in a 3-1. Here's a pitch with 1 out. Hits it off to the right side, foul. Yeah, I'm very used to Kansas, where the west side of the whole entire state is, you might as well just use I don't even know, an eraser to just erase it off the map. There's much out there. Really, the only thing going on in that state is Kansas City on the right side of the state. But out here in California, you got stuff going on from top to bottom as a 3-2 comes. Chopped foul.
And you went out to go watch a hockey game last night. How was that?
Oh, it was awesome. Trying to see some things, see some different sights around here, although it's difficult when Anaheim and LA are just far out of reach to where it's like, oh, do I want to make the drive? I'm not really sure, but we did go have some fun, some hockey action last night. 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed. A big strikeout there, and that is already the 4th of this morning for Roberto Valdenebro.
Yeah, he got every single out in the first inning on a strike swing. The first one was a drop third strike, but they cleaned it up at first. That was the double and the RBI, or the single and the RBI double. And since then, he's had the 1 put out at shortstop and now another strikeout.
So now Jacob McGinnis will hit. Here's a strike. And you know what's funny, though? Going to the hockey game, there was one thing that I always kind of realized growing up through high school and then college. Hockey guys are actually pretty similar to baseball guys, just in their mannerisms, the way they carry themselves, things of that nature. There's just a certain look to hockey and baseball guys, as there is with every other sport as well.
Oh, absolutely. But I think you're right. There's the similarity between the teamsmanship, between picking each other up, the camaraderie between the players.
Yeah, there's something about it. They have very similar characteristics as McGinnis swings over the top here. 1 ball and 2 strikes. There are 2 down. Here in the top of the second. So here's a pitch inside and a ball taken.
Who ended up winning yesterday's game?
That was the Seattle Kraken, the new expansion team in the NHL. Probably one of the coolest logos.
Oh, yes.
Coolest names, really.
Yeah, I got a good friend who works out there with the Kraken. I was actually going to see if she was coming in for that game, see if I'd make that drive out there to see her, but unfortunately, no. It was a ESPN broadcast out of Bally Sports, so shout out to Piper Shaw, the sideline reporter for the Kraken.
Ball was taken upstairs. It'll be a full count here with 2 down. Here in the top of the second, McGinnis trying to get on to extend this frame. Wave and a miss, though. Valdenebro with his 5th strikeout. All of them swinging. He just continues to miss the bats of these Grizzly hitters. So far, so good for Valdenebro and the Lumberjacks, although they are trailing by 1 run. Looking to help out their starter on the mound in the bottom half of the second when we come back.
Flag.
Ball at the bottom of the second. The score is 1-0 in favor of the Alberta Grizzly. Off to an early start, getting their run in the top of the first, wasting no time at all. Jackson Decker trying to keep the Lumberjacks right where they're at. A 1-2-3 inning in the first for the right-handed pitcher as he goes right after Greg Vaughn Jr. fastball that he hits into right field. An easy play for Christian Busby, who barely has to move out and right for the first pitch and first out.
1 pitch, 1 out, exactly. That's how you get it started.
For the Jacks.
Just how the doctor ordered it.
Adrian!
Solid start. Now bring up Kadrian Russ, the sure-handed shortstop. And he has played a terrific shortstop all winter long. Good range to his left and right. And he also hits .344 at the plate. He takes a ball here.
His fielding percentage is .929. He only has 2 errors on the year.
Yeah, he's been solid. He's made a couple of web gem type of plays out at the shortstop position.
I saw him turn the double play back on Wednesday against the Power.
1 ball, no strike pitch is inside. 2-0 to the right-handed hitter. Russ has 10 hits in 28 at-bats. 1 double. And he awaits a 2-0. Decker pauses long and deals. In there for a strike on the fastball.
Yeah, the other side to him is he is a speedster. I believe 13 stolen bases on the year. 12
Yes.
or 13.
13. He's been caught twice, so he is an aggressive base runner. Here's the pitch. Chopped over to the shortstop. Fukuda fields it on the big hop and dug out over there from Kreutzer as he had to go to his knees at first base. And a solid play from the first baseman there on the almost an errant throw from Fukuda, but he takes care of it for the second out.
Yeah, that great stretch by Kreutzer
Now
there.
batting. The designated
That
hitter.
second out.
Kreutzer trying to help out Fukuda during the stretch. Showing off the athleticism over at first base. Some flexibility there from the big fella. And here comes Dontavius Dickey with 2 away. Decker working pretty quickly, swing and a miss here on the low sinker. And it's 0-1. So far in the year, Dontavius Dickey, a .250 hitter. 8 hits and 32 at-bats. And the Lumberjacks still searching for their first hit of the ballgame as he swings and misses right through that one. Both Decker and Valdenebro getting a lot of swing and miss action. Both of them working that fastball low in the zone, complementing it with their breaking balls. Both of them have shown the changeup early on too. No balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul ball straight back. Dickey in the designated hitter role this morning. Keep wanting to say this afternoon, but
Yeah, it is early.
it's an earlier start for us, not one that we're typically used to.
We will be here this afternoon. We got 2 more games for the quarterfinals at 11:30 and 2 p.m. Granted, these games end early or later, about 30-minute, 45 in between intermission between games.
0-2 pitch barely misses, and Dickey had a long look at that one, almost frozen on that inner fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 down here. So far, Decker has set down every hitter he's faced. He's gone 5 up, 5 down. He's trying to go 6 up, 6 down. Here's a 1-2. Breaking ball, and Dickey sits on it and turns on it, but it hits it foul. Pretty good job there by Dickey to hang in with the breaker. Decker tried to go front door on the curveball. 1-2. Decker still has a lot of wiggle room to play around with here. Still has a few pitches that he could quote-unquote waste. Here's a 1-2, 2 outs. Swing and a chopper over to the left side, and another foul ball. Dickey staying alive.
It's the 7th pitch of the at-bat right there.
Dickey will step out, readjust the batting gloves. And he'll dig back in with his 2-tone bat. Looks like one of the ones that is issued out here. These guys get issued bats, helmets. It's up to them if they want to use it. Obviously, baseball players very superstitious. And here's a swing and a miss from Dontavius Dickey right over the top of the breaking ball. Decker's 2nd strikeout here of the morning. He's gone 6 up, 6 down. A terrific start so far for Jackson Decker. His team is in control 1-0 as we go to the top of the 3rd, with the Grizzly looking to add on to their lead. We will play ball here in the top of the third. Alex Lippman stands in, goes after the first pitch, bounds it over to Drew Thomas. A routine play, 1 pitch and 1 out here in the top of the third.
Top of the order now.
Following exactly what Decker was doing with the first pitch. And 1 pitch, 1 out.
Aldenabro, so far so good. 5 strikeouts for the starter. Ran into some trouble in the first, back-to-back base hits between Busby, a single, and Lawler, the double. He had the only run of the ball game, but outside of that, he's been exceptionally clean. 5 strikeouts, as mentioned. Ball 1 here to Daisuke Fukuda as we go back to the top of the order. Fukuda, one of those strikeout victims. All of them have been swinging as Baldenabro deals, and he misses outside. Baldenabro toes up the rubber from that right side, so once he's working downhill, it kind of looks like it's coming at him from that side angle. Definitely changes up the release point angle that the hitters are used to as the pitch is in for a strike. 1-1.
That is a unique bat, solid orange. I don't think I've seen that one all year.
Might be using, I thought somebody else on the Grizzly had the orange bat, not really sure there, but Fukuda taps it out in front, and fielding his position well there is Baldenabro, and he puts away Fukuda. So 2 soft ground outs here to start out the top of the third.
Heading up to that.
Looks like Baldenabro coming off of the mound really well at first position. It's only been, 5 pitches, and he's already down 2.
So 2 up, 2 down. Baldenabro, outside of his strikeouts, has issued 3 ground outs. So the Grizzlies still searching to get the ball in the air and try to find some green out there in the outfield as Christian Busby stands in. A single for him his first time around. And it was a hard hit single through the left side. Barreled it up and it was a line drive. Nice base hit for Busby.
Yeah, I think you're right. There is another guy who has an orange bat, but that's the dye color bat, whereas the bottom's black and the top is orange. We're talking about Fukuda's all orange bat. Not a color you'd see on a lot of baseball. The bright colors like orange, yellow, things like that. You usually get the darker colors.
Yeah, typically you just see the traditional unstained finish, the white or neutral look, or the black bat. Obviously, the very popular choices. Here's a swing and a miss from Busby, who swings that natural looking bat with some pine tar down below.
I've seen some of those maroon bats, the navy blue, the bats that they issued here, those dark grays.
In the dirt here as Busby takes it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Busby on the season hitting with a 250 average, but he does have good wheels, so as long as he gets on base, he's always a threat. He does have 5 stolen bases. Waves the bat out in front as he awaits a 2-ball, 2-strike pitch and 2 outs. Ball outside. Baldenabro pulling that fastball into the other batter's box, and it's taken for a ball. Full count. Both defenses have hardly had to work that hard so far. It's been an early pitcher's duel here in the top of the third. 2 down and a payoff pitch to Busby. Outside, taken for a ball. Busby works his way on base to extend the inning with 2 down.
That is the second walk from Baldenabro.
For the Grizzly. The designated
Inning.
number 32.
Or apologies, yeah, that's the first walk.
First walk issued on either side, and it comes in the third. We saw some issues yesterday for the Grizzly walking batters and hitting batters. But so far, so good from the Grizzly pitcher in Decker, as well as Baldenabro, who is working here in the top of the third, checking on the runner at first. As mentioned, Busby always a threat to steal. And Sean Lawler at the plate. Busby would like to get into scoring position for the RBI man in Lawler. First pitch, a big swing there. Just a little bit over the top, and he swings and misses. No balls and a strike. Lawler, 1 for 1, the RBI double back in the first to give us our only run of the game, 1-0 our score. Valdenebro will come set. Closed off. Not much of a lead over at first for Busby, and the pitch is swung on and slicing away from the center fielder just a little bit. But making the run out there is Chris Baker as he moves to his right and he makes the play. Hangs up there long enough, and that is the third out. So another pretty good inning from Valdenebro. Puts up another 0 on the scoreboard. The Grizzly unable to do anything with Busby's walk. The score is 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the third, and the Grizzly leading this one. Here we go to the bottom of the third. Mitch Glessner alongside Andres Tejeda. This will be Andres Mendoza to lead it off. 7-8-9 due up. So far, so good for Jackson Decker, who has gone 1, 2, 3 in both the first and second frames. And he pumps strike 1 here to Mendoza. 2 strikeouts for Decker so far. As said, so far, so good. 0-1 pitch here to Andres Mendoza. A little bit high for ball 1.
My breaking ball broke a little late. If it broke just a little bit earlier, that may have just caught the bottom or the top of the zone.
For Jackson Decker, he's not much of a strikeout guy. He has not notched more than 3 strikeouts in any appearance so far this year. As he gets a wave and a miss from Mendoza there, he's down in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Other than that, for Decker, a lot of 2 strikeout appearances. So not typically a guy to miss a lot of barrels, but today he has been doing that. Here's a good take from Andres Mendoza. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here, bottom of the third. 1-0 our score. The Grizzly lead it, as Decker will bring a 2-2. Swung on and hit foul right over our heads. Real solid outings, though, for Jackson Decker. His last one, 4 innings of work. Only 3 hits allowed, 2 earned runs. For the most part, he has been very solid. He's only allowed 3 games so far where he's even allowed earned runs.
Whenever you have a chance.
Throughout the course of the season, he's only allowed 4 earned runs in all of those 9 games in appearances. So safe to say that the ball is in good hands when it's in Jackson Decker's right hand. 3 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out here to Andres Mendoza, as Decker will bring a payoff pitch. Swing and a miss here. Decker notches his third strikeout and the first out here in the bottom of the third. He gets a wave and a miss on a fastball high and away, and Mendoza couldn't lay off.
Number 23, Drew.
Great pitch there. The fastball up high. I got some advanced stats here for you, Mitch. I think you'd find these very interesting. 43% of balls that has been hit off of his pitches have 45% have been weak grounded batted balls. 50% have been line drives and or hard ground balls.
There's a ball into center field and a diving grab from Alex Lippman, who shows the ball to the umpire to say, hey man, I caught that. A web gem for Alex Lippman running in and to his left. A good read off the bat and a good first step for the center fielder. Great closing speed there as he dives and makes the play head first in center field.
Absolutely laid out for it there to keep just the 1-2-3 inning intact, and it's Kane Ruiz now to face Decker and the just amazing defense that is the Alberta Grizzly.
Great play there from the center fielder and Alex Lippman. He got a great read on it. Ball was not hit hard off the bat of Drew Thomas, who was first pitch swinging. And now it'll be Kane Ruiz. And like you mentioned, Andres, trying to go 1-2-3 again. Decker has gone clean through the first 2 2/3. Here's a strike swinging from Kane Ruiz.
I'll continue with these expanded stats. The ground ball percentage is 58%. The fly ball percentage that are hit in the air, 41%. He has 19 ground balls and 15 flyouts. The ratio is about 1.2. And the batting average for his opponents, 227.
Solid numbers there for Decker. So far, not a single ball has been hit hard off the bat of the Lumberjacks. Ruiz trying to change that though with 2 outs. 2 ball, 1 strike pitch is high. 3-1. So Ruiz looking to get on as he's worked it to a 3-ball count. So far, nobody has reached base for the Lumberjacks.
Speaking about reaching base, 3 batters while Decker has pitched have been caught stealing. Is that where we'll go for ball 4? And only 1 runner has ever successfully stolen a base as Decker's pitched.
He does hold the runners well, and he'll have to hold on to Ruiz over at first now after the 3 balls. Ruiz takes a walk down to first, and for Ruiz now, looks like his 3rd walk of the Winter League. And we'll go back to the top of the order in Chris Baker, who's 0 for 1.
That's the first base runner for the Lumberjacks here.
Big swing and a miss there, a back foot breaking ball, and a beauty of it from Decker. See if Ruiz tries to take off at any point in this at-bat. No stolen bases for the speedy outfielder. And as you mentioned, Decker holds the runners so well. Here's a strike taken from Baker. Decker does a really good job of those long pauses when he's set. Really messes with the base runner's timing. Trying to find a window to go on, but Decker doesn't provide a very big window at that. Maybe just a sliver of the window.
Yeah.
An 0-2 count here to Chris Baker with 2 outs, bottom of the 3rd. And Decker's set and ready to go. Here's the 0-2. Runner goes, chopped foul, and Ruiz will have to put on the parachute and slow down and head back to first. Yeah, we're getting some Mr. action here today.
I was wondering what that sound was.
Yeah, we heard some water trickling, and that's the Mr. system that they have out here. Very popular in the summertime, obviously, with temperatures reaching in the 110 range out here, but another rather warm one today, mid-80s. Here's a pitch inside, and it's taken for a ball, so we'll turn them on, and fans can enjoy that.
I know I definitely would have enjoyed it. We're glad we're in the press box where there's some shade, the air conditioner in the room over to us.
Yeah, the sun is beaming down. This is one of the first days that it's actually been quote-unquote partly cloudy, as Baker will see this pitch and hit it into left field. Out there is DC Russ, who makes a good run on it and squeezes it for the third out. So finally, the Lumberjacks reach base with Kane Ruiz walking, but Decker keeps him right there. He adds another strikeout to give him 3 this morning. And the Grizzlies still in control with Decker powering the way through on the pitching mound. We will go to the 4th here, 1-0 our score in favor of the Grizzlies. DC Russ to lead it off for the Grizzly in the top of the 4th. And the first pitch in there for a strike to DC Russ, North Carolina native. One of the taller guys, if not the tallest guy in the California Winter League, at 6'7" for the 23-year-old. No 1 count here, and a swing and a foul ball in the box. It'll be 0-2 to DC Russ, who is 0 for 1, a strikeout swinging his first time around. Russ so far, I feel like he's struggled throughout this Winter League. And just a .226 average, 7 hits for him in 31 at-bats. 4 doubles, and that leads the team. We're second in the team right by Nick Kreutzer, pardon. No balls and 2 strikes. Valdenebro to the dish, still on the mound, chopped out in front. And out from behind the plate is Mendoza, who feels his position well. Almost ran into Valdenebro, but he hangs with it and he makes the play. Showing some athleticism, getting out from behind the squat there. Out halfway in between the mound and the plate, and the catcher makes a dandy of a play there for the first down.
Sure. Great way to field his position behind the plate. Already so much going on behind there, and he's managing to do it even in the field of play.
So here comes Nick Kreutzer, the leader in doubles. Kreutzer 0 for 1. He struck out swinging his first time around. First pitch that he sees is up high for a ball, and it's 1-0 with 1 down here. For Valdenebro, he came into this contest with 22 strikeouts. His high on the year for 1 game was 6 all the way back in January the 25th against the A's. His last outing just 2 days ago against the Chill, he struck out 3. So far, he has 5 today. Kreutzer will hit with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. 1 down here, top of the 4th. Grizzly would like to add on some runs to their 1-run lead as Kreutzer spoils this one foul.
Valdenebro's not allowed to hit since the first inning where they scored that run on the Busby single and the Sean Lawler RBI double.
The Grizzly came into this game the 5 seed, the Lumberjacks the 4 seed. 5-9 record for the Grizzly, coming in 7-8 for the Lumberjacks. We'll see who can advance on as Kreutzer taps at foul. And interestingly enough, those 1 and 2 seeds, the Bombers and the Power, they will be able to pick and choose pitchers from the losing team. So as we progress along here with the playoffs, as teams are eliminated, the team still standing will gain some extra pitchers, and Baldenabro could be making a strong case with the Lumberjacks down here. He's trying to battle back in this one. He adds another strikeout for his 6th this morning.
He has been on fire. All those strikeouts have been swinging, by the way. And so everything's looking good, and he's just missing bats.
Do you think Casey Dill and Tom Baith have their eye on Baldenabro?
You know, I have my eye on Baldenabro. His stuff is working just immaculately. Again, coming into the game with one of the lowest ERAs in the league. Both of these two guys going at it. And again, it's a 1-0 game, and we're in the top of the 4th inning.
So obviously Baldenabro wants to be on the winning side of things. He needs some run support in this one. Down 1-0 as he throws outside here. Batter is Travis Tanaka, who's 0 for 1. He grounded out to short his last time up. Baldenabro so far tying his season high in a game with 6 strikeouts. Set here with a 1-0. Outside for a ball. And it feels like the defense has hardly had to do anything out there. A couple of ground balls. All of them have been just tapped out there. Nothing hit hard yet, really, for the Grizzly outside of their 2 base hits.
Yeah, they only had the ground out to short, ground out to third, the fly out to center field where Baker was under that, and then the ground out to the catcher.
Here's a 2-0. Tanaka takes it. Thought about starting to swing, it looked like, as he flinched his shoulders, but he held up. 2 balls and a strike. Much can be said about the same on Jackson Decker. Both of these pitchers, phenomenal starts so far. 2-1 pitch here to Tanaka is inside, and he actually had 3 balls in the count, so he'll take a walk down to first. And the Grizzly have a base runner with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. So he works a walk, and that'll bring up Anthony McDougal, who's 0 for 1. He struck out his first time around. They'll try to extend the inning here. McDougal has been ice cold here in the California Winter League.
Sorry, Mitch, I just got blinded by someone's wristwatch.
Watch your eyes there. Wow, there might be some serious bling down there then.
Yeah, guy sitting over on the right side. He had his hand over there, and the watch just blaring into my eye. I'm just like, why can't I see?
1 ball and no strikes here to McDougal, who takes a strike.
It's shiny.
Man, gotta go ask him, what is that, a rollie? Audemars Piguet, what you got down there?
He's sitting in one of those reserved seat spots that have the little gates around it. So.
Definitely gotta be a rollie then. Here's a 1-1 coming from Baldenabro. And it is in there for a strike. 2 balls and a strike.
So we Baldenabro's 70th pitch here in the game. And we kind of predicted that these guys would go about 4 or 5 innings. They'll go about 80 pitches. It's usually when they start to take their guys off, and they will have the day off, so pitchers can rest.
This ball is inside. It's an even count, 2-2 with 2 outs. Baldenabro takes a long stroll around the mound. Runner at first here is Travis Tanaka with 2 away. Grizzly trying to extend the inning as Baldenabro is set and ready to go. Here's a 2-2. Swung on, hit in the air to center field, a little bit off the end of the bat, and it does not carry at all. It's right there for Baker, who makes the routine play, and that is the 3rd out. The Grizzlies still lead, though, 1-0, as Jackson Decker will come out for some more work on the mound. For the Grizzly, trying to keep the Lumberjacks right where they're at with no runs. To the bottom of the fourth we go. The Lumberjacks still searching for their first run of the game. Still searching for their first hit of the game. Jackson Decker. Hopefully I don't jinx you, buddy. He'll face off against Jesse Russo here. Taking a strike is the left-handed hitter who is 0 for 1. He grounded out to the second baseman his first time around. Very good start so far for Decker. He's got all of his pitches working. The fastball, changeup, and curveball. Fastball here misses for a ball. 1-1 here to Jesse Russo. And Decker, as mentioned, he's started games. He's also come in relief. He's really separated himself as probably the best pitcher for the Grizzly. Here's a ball outside. The other really good arm for the Grizzly is Mitchell Sanger, who started yesterday but ran into a ton of trouble in that starting role. Sanger has exceptional stuff, but has been unable to really command his fastball. As the ball is taken here, Decker, on the other hand, probably not as good a stuff as Mitchell Sanger, but he's just been pounding away at the strike zone this entire Winter League.
Yeah, that's the thing about Sanger, too, because he has the stuff. We've seen it here at the Cal Winter League. It just hasn't been consistent. And I think what the coaches have been trying to tell him is that he's got to go back to the fundamentals.
Ball is lifted into left field, and hanging out there is D.C. Russ, who makes the play on a back pedal for the first out. And we have talked about it, whether it's me, you, or Josh on the broadcast all winter long. The key to success in this league is finding the strike zone. As it is with any league in baseball, obviously you want to find the strike zone, but here more so than ever, just let guys put the ball in play and see what they can do with it. And any manager will live with that result other than just allowing free passes.
Yeah, if you can throw strikes, managers are willing to work with you. But if you can't get the fundamentals down, then, you know, unfortunately, scouts will just pass up on you.
Nick Gimbalvo at the plate, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And I had the pleasure of getting to talk to Nick's dad for quite some time before the game, as he hits this one over the right side, not the result he was looking for. Bounding ball over to Nick Kreutzer, who takes it to the bag himself, 3 unassisted on the putout for the second out here in the top of the fourth. Bottom of the fourth, pardon.
Yeah, when he came up to the plate, I heard his dad do something. Let's go, kid. Definitely the parents, you can tell who's here for who.
Yeah, his dad highlighted how Nick has played multiple sports, played football a little bit. He also told me about how it came about with the switch hitting, that he actually was hitting in front of Pete Rose at a young age. His dad turned to Pete and was like, "What do you think?" He was like, "He looks like a natural to me from both sides, so why not?"
What a compliment.
Yeah.
And
Nick he's actually a righty at heart. So, but he looks solid from both sides. I mean, we've seen him hit balls hard from either side of the plate.
Yeah, and it's unique. The thing I've always been told is that lefties have a more natural swing. So if you're naturally a righty and going to bat as a switch hitter, then it becomes, well, which one's your more natural swing at that point? Which is, you know, switch hitters have always fascinated me. You know, I've tried to hit lefty. You know, you make some contact, but it's not anything good.
Oh, I look terrible trying to hit from the left side. I mean, you could probably throw me on TikTok and maybe I'll go viral with how bad it looks.
Yeah, it's like you step in the left-hand batter's box as a righty and it looks like you've never played baseball a day in your life.
Take a top and then spin it as hard as you can, and that's what I look like from the left side. Spinning around and not knowing what I'm doing. No balls and 2 strikes here to Greg Vaughn Jr. with 2 outs. Swing and a miss, a changeup from Jackson Decker to fool Greg Vaughn Jr. He pulls the string, and he is down on strikes. 4th strikeout of the morning for Jackson Decker, and another clean 1-2-3 bottom of the 4th there. The Lumberjacks have no answers right now, facing off against Jackson Decker, who has pitched super phenomenally here in this game. We will go to the top of the 5th. The Grizzly looking to add on some more runs, helping out Jackson Decker as he fist bumps everybody outside of the dugout. Keep it here for more California Winter League Baseball.
The second baseman, number
Over
9.
the top of the fifth with the Grizzly back here. It'll be 8-9-1 due up. New pitcher on the mound for the Lumberjacks after Roberto Baldenebro exits the game. A solid start for the right-handed pitcher. Baldenebro worked through 4 innings. 2 hits allowed, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Book is closed on him, and the new pitcher on the mound is A.J. Shaw. Shaw throws a strike here and now follows it up with a ball to the lead man in Jacob McGinnis.
Very close pitch there. That's what they got the called strike on, the low outside pitch.
There's a ball taken here. Some extra chatter from the dugouts as we've now worked our way all the way into the top of the fifth. A pretty quickly moving game as the pitch is taken for a strike from McGinnis. For A.J. Shaw, 6 foot, 210-pound lefty from Wichita, Kansas. 3-ball, 2-strike pitch, chopped out in front. Shaw's going to field it, and he's got to turn and throw quickly, and the throw is offline. McGinnis hustling down the line. We're going to give him an infield hit for McGinnis. So McGinnis at first with a single. Shaw coming off the mound and trying to rush the throw a little bit. He spiked it into the ground, and not an easy play to handle over at first. And now we'll get a courtesy runner for McGinnis.
Now running at first base, number 15, Brandon.
So the third hit of the game. Shaw gives it up, and now the umpire's talking something over there. And now they say safe. So everything all in order with the runner at first and nobody out. So Shaw coming into this game, this will be his 9th appearance in 8 appearances so far. He's 0-1, 7 ERA, 13 strikeouts in 11 innings of work, 9 walks allowed, and 12 hits allowed. Here is Alex Lippman, who is 0 for 1.
Why did they take our
Shaw coming set, looking at the runner, and deals up high for a ball. Time called as Mendoza wants to go out and talk to A.J. Shaw. Shaw really hasn't found a rhythm, I don't feel like, in any game so far this year. He hasn't worked more than 2 1/3. All of his appearances, relief appearances. He's really kind of struggled in some of them. His last appearance, probably his cleanest one, working through 2 innings. That was back on February 9th, only allowing 1 hit and 3 strikeouts. 2 balls and a strike here, nobody out. Runner at first, Shaw to the plate. In there for a strike on the inner half to Alex Lippman, the 9-hole hitter.
It'll back Lippman off and still get the strike call here to even it up at 2.
Lippman made a heck of a play in center field earlier on, and he takes a strike here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Trying to do it both defensively and now hopefully offensively as he'll await time called. As we now adjust the count, it is 3-2 actually, full count. Runner at first and nobody out. 3-2 as Shaw checks on the runner over there. That is Jacob McGinnis over there. So far on the year for McGinnis, no stolen bases. Pitch is barely inside, and Lippman will work a walk. So the 9-hole hitter turning the lineup over and doing a good job there. Just a good leave on the ball out of the zone. And Shaw is in a bit of a jam here in the top of the 5th.
Number 16, Nick Israel.
Bring up Nick Israel.
He'll take over at shortstop.
So that is the 3rd walk issued as a staff. Here's a strike taken from Nick Israel. So as you mentioned, Andres, he will likely replace Fukuda at short, his typical spot. This ball is hit into left field hard and foul. So Israel now at the plate. Typical substitutions around the 5th inning here in the California Winter League, although with the playoffs, we'll see how that changes. There's a ball lifted into center field. It's sinking pretty quickly. It's going to fall in front of Baker out there, throwing it into second and now trying to score. And the play at the plate, not in time. McGinnis with the courtesy runner, Brandon Nieva, scoring all the way from second on the soft line drive into center field. Baker made a pretty good throw to the plate, and the tag was not in time. Another run across here for the Grizzlies, and now lead it 2-0.
The right fielder, number 21.
Israel, the RBI. Brandon Nieva will come around to score. And it's Christian Busby now.
Good job there from Nick Israel to just muscle it up into center field. Did not hit the ball hard at all, but just enough. And now Christian Busby takes a strike. Pretty good job by Nick Israel to hang in there. Coming in the pinch hit appearance and does his job. Here's a foul tip off the bat of Christian Busby. So for Nick Israel, he drives in that run. Israel came into that at bat with just 5 hits. Make it 6 now. And he adds his 3rd RBI of the Winter League as Busby hits it foul. A single and a walk so far for Busby, who has seen the ball really well at the plate as of late. His single was a really hard hit ball into left field. He worked a good walk his last time. He hits here with runners at first and second, nobody out in the top of the 5th. Runner at second is Lipman. At first, it's Israel. Busby awaits an 0-2. Inside, taken there under the shoulders and the elbows, getting out of the way.
Be careful there.
1-2. Grizzly adding on some support for Jackson Decker, who has pitched phenomenally in this game. This pitch is taken for a ball. Count is 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Busby talking to the home plate umpire just a tad. We do have a 4-man crew today. So what you would see at higher levels of baseball, we get more eyes on the ball is always a good thing. Here's a ball grounded to short. They get 1 at second. Busby too fast. He beats it out at first. So they go the short way. Kadrian Russ, the shortstop, feeding Jesse Russo for the out there. So they at least get 1, although they would have liked to get the double play, but Busby just too fast down the line.
Number 32, Sean Waller.
First choice 6'4", and Littman moves up to 3rd, and that'll bring up Sean Lawler. Lawler already with an RBI in this game on the double back in the 1st. He would like to obviously add a couple more to that. Here's a pitch, swing and a miss, good slider there from A.J. Shaw. So runners at the corners for Lawler, who has 10 hits on the year. Only 6 RBIs for Lawler. We saw him hit a home run earlier this season to dead away center field. He has more than enough power from the left side. See if he can show it off here in a 1-1 count and 1 out. Shaw to the plate, big swing miss. They back pick over at 3rd and safe on the slide. Alex Littman hanging out too far down the line at 3rd as they tried to back pick. Pretty close play over there. A dangerous spot to be in if you're Littman. Never want to make an out at 3rd base, especially with Lawler at the plate and a good situational hitting opportunity for him to drive in another run. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch on the way. Lawler grounds it sharply over to second. It's fumbled a little bit by Russo, and that's just enough for him to beat it out on the fielder's choice. So another run comes across. Russo, had he fielded it cleanly, may have gotten a double play there, but he fumbled it a little bit trying to get it out of the glove. They do get the short one at second, but a run across, and that's 2 now in the frame to give the Grizzly 3 in the ballgame. They lead it 3-0. So Busby was out at second on the feed, the fielder's choice. 2 down after 2 consecutive fielder's choices. And here is ball 1 to DC Russ.
But you only have one guy on
So DC Russ stands in 0 for 2, strikeout, and he grounded out on the ball, tapped out in front of home plate. Mendoza made the play, going 2-3 on that one. Lawler does pick up an RBI on the fielder's choice, so he has 2 RBIs in this game as a strike here to DC Russ. 2 runs across here in the top of the 5th, 3-0. Just 4 hits for the Grizzly, but they've manufactured those 3 runs on those 4 hits. Shot at the plate, 1-2. Grounded over to third on a high hop. Over there is Drew Thomas, who makes the play for the 3rd out. Damage done, though, as the Grizzly plate 2 more, and they extend their lead 3-0. We'll see if Jackson Decker comes out for more work, and he tries to keep the Lumberjacks right where they're at with a bunch of zeros on the board. 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the 5th.
Leading off the bottom half of the 5th.
We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's Glasser with Andres Tejeda here. Adrian Russ in that 5-hole, 5-6-7 doo-wop in Russ, Dickey, and Mendoza. Jackson Decker back out to the mound for more work. And he will bring the first pitch here to Kadrian Russ, who is 0 for 1, a ground out to short his last time around. Ball 1 here, 1-0.
For our first one, we just arrived at
Russ came into this game one of the better hitters for the Lumberjacks, a 344 average, 400 on base percentage as he hits this one off the end of the bat and foul. It's one of those ones off the end of the bat that might have torn the cover off the ball. I've seen that before.
Oh, yeah.
Where the end of the bat just slices the cover.
We do usually the other way around. We go up.
I always think about those, mythical type stories. How he hit the cover off the baseball, and it's funny. It always happens on a little tapper off the end of the bat. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch here from Decker. Hit back up the middle, a solid piece of hitting there from Kadrian Russ, who sends it right back through the box on a hard hit single, and he is always a threat to run and a good lead man over at first base for the Lumberjacks. First hit of the ball game. Decker finally ends that drought. 4 strikeouts so far for the start. He had not allowed a hit until Kadrian Russ.
I'm willing to put any money right now that Kadrian Russ is going to steal a base.
Should he be healthy? It looks like he's trying to shake off something down there.
Must have been when he came off the end of the bat. He was pointing back at home.
Athletic trainer out there to check on him. Should be all right. And they give the thumbs up sign, so now it'll be Dontavius Dickey. 0 for 1 he is. A strikeout his last time up. So Decker will go to the stretch for only the 2nd time today. He did walk a batter back in the 3rd. But again, the first hit of the game for the Lumberjacks going to Kadrian Russ. Dontavius Dickey takes a ball here and almost getting behind Tanaka, but it does not. It scoots off to the right of him, keeping it in front just enough for Russ to stay put at first. And Russ, with maybe a little bit of a nagging injury, not so eager to run as well.
He's got a short lead, but given the opportunity, he will take off.
Pitch is swung on and hit into right field. Average depth over there for Christian Busby, who makes the play with one hand, spins and turns and fires it back in. And that is out number 1. Dontavius Dickey flying out to right. And that'll make way for Andres Mendoza, who is also 0 for 1.
For the Jacks, the catcher, number 15, Andres Mendoza.
Grizzly leading 3-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. Lumberjacks searching for their ever so elusive first run of the ball game. First pitch is a changeup that is staying down in the zone around the dirt area. Tanaka keeps it in front. 1 ball and no strikes, and Kadrian Russ likely would have taken off already by now, so he definitely is dealing with some sort of a nagging injury. 13 stolen bases to lead the team in that category. A short lead over there at first. Decker does a good job of holding runners. Taking off on the pitch, though, is Russ, who steals second base pretty easily here. And now the Lumberjacks threatened with a runner in scoring position and 1 down.
There's a stolen base we were talking about. He had a great jump. He was inching. You kind of tell that he was going to take off. Again, Decker does not allow a lot of people to steal on it. That's only the 2nd successful one. He had 3 other runners get caught stealing while he's pitching.
Well, Tanaka does such a good job behind the plate. All of these catchers really here at the Winter League, we've highlighted it before. Very defense-oriented catchers. This ball hit hard down the line and left. That is a fair ball. Into the corner it goes as Russ chases it for a mile, picks it up against the wall, throws it back into the cut man. Scoring easily on the play was Kadrian Russ. It is an RBI double for Andres Mendoza as he trades places with Kadrian Russ.
And there's going to be the first run of the ball game for the Jacks as they cut the lead down to 2.
Sitting there from Mendoza, just barely keeping it fair down the left field line. And again, with a 4-man umpire crew, they had the umpire over at third base who had a good view at it and saw it hit just within the chalk line, about 6 inches or so.
Oh, I thought it was closer than that.
Could have been. Pitch is high to Drew Thomas, who digs in.
That's as close as it gets from landing on it in fair territory.
A big hit there from Mendoza with 1 away and a run across. 3-1 now our score. Grizzlies still lead it. Decker, the first time in this game, feeling some pressure as he throws ball 2 here to Drew Thomas, who's 0 for 1. A fly out to center his first time around.
And only 1 out in the inning on that fly ball to right field from Dontavius Dickey.
The good thing for Decker working in his favor is that he has started games as well as relieved them, so he understands how to pitch with runners on. Very comfortable pitcher, pitching really in any sort of situation. Strike one here to Drew Thomas. 2 balls and a strike, 1 out. Runner at second as Decker brings to the plate 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Pretty good pitch there from Decker, elevating in the zone. Drew Thomas did not hold up on it.
Only because I'm seeing it on my monitor here on my laptop. The flags in the outfield and around the ballpark are not waving as this one's hit into the infield on a fly.
First baseman over there is Kreutzer to put it away on the soft contact pop-up on the infield. So that'll be the second out here, and the runner will stay put at second base.
The reason why I mentioned flag, the word of the day according to my laptop, vexology, which is the study of flags. Fun word to toss in.
Wow, that is the most random nugget I've ever heard in my life. Vexology, the study of flags.
Yep, according to the MacBook Air screensaver words of the day.
That is incredible. You get a 4-year degree to be a vexologist? How does that work? Here's the ball lined over to the shortstop, and that is Nick Israel taking the place of Messiah Fukuda, and he makes the play. So a ground out there, but the Lumberjacks do get their first run of the game. A leadoff single from Russ as he made his way around on the RBI double off the bat of Mendoza. 3-1 our score as we go to the top of the 6th. We go back to the top half of the 6th. Mitch Lesser alongside Andres Tejeda. The lead man will be Cole Rankin here, hitting in place of Nick Kreutzer. Still A.J. Shaw on the mound for the Lumberjacks. And Andres has the latest update on flagology, or vexology, that is.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out how does one become a vexologist. If broadcast doesn't work out, I might have to take a crack at that. So there's, according to Reddit, and we all know Reddit is...
Check your sources.
Exactly. They're basically saying that it's not much of a profession, as the closest thing you'd get to it is probably a historian, someone who studies flags. The closest thing to vexillology would probably be a person who, designs flags, so kind of like a graphic designer could consider himself a vexillologist. Just as, a cartographer or someone who designs maps and stuff and things of the like. It's a fun day at the ballpark.
I think Andres wore a different name tag to the ballpark. He wore, all I can think of is Ernie Johnson, the longtime desk guy for TNT when he does EJ's Nito stat of the night. That was provided by Andres right there. Andres Nito stat of the morning.
Jeez.
Cole Rankin goes down swinging for the first out here in the 6th, and that'll bring up Travis Tanaka.
I'll try to come back with more fun stuff at every game. If I'm on PA, I'll give you guys a little note.
There you go. Strike one here taken from Tanaka. Shaw dealing his first strikeout of the morning to Cole Rankin. Here's the pitch, 0-1. That is taken inside. Yeah, I don't have as good of a random thing other than that. Yesterday was National Pizza Day.
That's right.
We get some pizza here today. That'll be good. Ball taken outside. Or as I like to call it, za.
Za? Oh,
Yes, nothing like a fresh za.
boy. Za high.
As A.J. Shaw brings 2-1, this ball is shot into left center field, giving chases. The center fielder out there, Baker, who tracks it down underneath the scoreboard at the base of the wall, throws it into the cut man in left center field. It's a stand-up double for Travis Tanaka.
And that one hit all the way to the base of the wall. Great piece of hitting there. He'll come to return his gear. Arm and probably shin pad. Shin guards.
25.
Second extra base hit of the game. One coming from Lawler, now Travis Tanaka, who has reached base twice. Double walk in the ground out, so he is at second base with 1 out. And Shaw in a bit of a jam as the Grizzly are trying to provide some more pressure and add to their 2-run lead. They do lead it 3-1. The ball was hit very well out to left center field. Tanaka continues what has been a great winter league for him. Tanaka notches his 14th hit with that double and his 4th double of the winter league. Pitches taken down low for a ball. Tanaka with a 382 average. Don't believe that he is signed anywhere yet. He has shown some good versatility, some good plate appearances as the strike is taken here in the box. Anthony McDougal standing in 0 for 2. 2 balls and a strike is the count. Shaw picking up his first strikeout to give them, as a staff, 7 total. Baldonabro, again, a really solid start on the mound. 4 innings of work where he did strike out 6, only allowed 1 earned run. Here's a 3-1. Swung on, hit in the air. They'll try it out again into center field. Now drifting over to right center in shallow right center, that is, as it is Jesse Russo into the outfield grass to make the play for the second out here in the 6th.
Now batting, the second baseman.
So 2 down here. And that'll bring up Brandon Nieva hitting in the place of Jacob McGinnis.
He was a courtesy runner back in the 5th. I believe played second base in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, we thought
Play
that
second base in the top of the 6th.
we thought that it was a courtesy runner, but it was a pinch run situation. So Nieva now at second base. Foul ball for strike 1. McGinnis exits the game 1 for 2, a single and a run scored. Pitch is up high from A.J. Shaw.
Oh, that run 2 is actually going to go to Nieva as he came in the pitch run.
Correct. Thank you for that correction. They signaled out towards the umpire for something there. Shaw, maybe you wanted clarification on something. Runner at second base here with 2 outs. And an 0-1 coming to Brandon Nieva, who takes for a ball. AJ Shaw trying to keep the Grizzly right where they're at. They do have a 2-run lead as they're trying to add some more insurance. Pitch is up high. Nieva takes.
Sorry, I'm still on this mixology thing. One of the next questions on the Google thing. How do you work in mixology and still earn money? So probably
Why is this so fascinating to you? I mean, it's fascinating for me, but jeepers creepers. Just while you're on the topic, why not just go full blown? Just search for the weirdest jobs and or weirdest things. This ball is lifted into left field. That is Greg Vaughn Jr., who makes the play for the out. Brandon Nieva flies out to left for the third out. So Tanaka doubles, but they can't do anything with him out at second. He is left stranded. A good effort there from AJ Shaw, who notched his first strikeout as well in the top of the 6th. We'll go to the bottom half of the 6th. The Lumberjacks trail it by 2 runs. 3-1 our score. Back here with more California Winter League baseball when we come back.
The 6th inning.
We go to the bottom of the 6th. Mitch Glesser here, the broadcaster, alongside with my vexologist, Andres Tejeda.
Now we're gonna have to make a flag. I'll make a flag for the Cal Winter League. I'm gonna have to call.
Perfect. That will be a great addition to the resume. I can't wait for that. You'll have to work something up with our marketing director,
That's right.
Noah Fish.
Yeah, we'll put it right underneath the flags in center field, or the American Canadian flag, and then the Cal Winter League flag.
Actually, you know what you should do out there is our batter's eye kind of looks like a game of like, what would that be, like Tetris or whatever?
Yeah, a little bit.
You could just fill in those empty slots of the batter's eye with some sort of flag.
Yeah, right.
That'd be pretty cool.
We'll put some more palm trees up there or something.
Perfect. Love it. Foul ball off the bat of Chris Baker. We go back to the top of the order as Jackson Decker still on the mound. There's a line drive, late single into center field off the bat of Baker, who gets a good turn at first. Good aggressive turn there, claps the hands. He's pumped up over there. Single to start it out here for the Lumberjacks, who trail by 2 runs.
The second baseman, number 25.
Piece of hitting there from Chris Baker.
Russo.
And that'll bring up Jesse Russo now. Chris Baker, for him now, that is hit number 11. And he has good wheels as well. First pitch swinging from Russo. It's shot down the line and right. And a good running grab by Christian Busby. Tagging up from first is Baker. Boy, you don't see that every day.
No, not at all.
And he makes it in safely, so he moves up. Pretty good base running, heads up base running, that is. Busby had to run a long way towards the line, had to spin and fire, and good awareness by Baker to understand that with Busby's momentum heading towards the line, he wasn't going to be able to put enough on the throw. And with the base running, he's in scoring position after the flyout.
Last time I can actually recall something like that happening was in the World Series Game 7 with Albert Almora tagging from first.
So there you go. He is at second base with one out. And a good eye here from Nick Jimbalvo, the dangerous switch hitter. Hits from the left side. So far, he has not figured out Jackson Decker. He's 0 for 2. Strikeout and a ground out his last time up. Quiet stance for the lefty with pop in his bat. And a 1-0 count. Decker to the plate. This ball scorched down the line and right. It's foul. Boy, Jimbalvo. Oh, yeah. I don't know what it is, but him and, if I could probably recall anybody else in the Winter League, it might be Aberrett. It is just loud contact after loud contact. I mean, it is very consistently barreled on the bat. And he does it from both sides. In his last at-bat, we were highlighting how I was talking to his dad, and his dad said that he is right-handed. But boy, he looks like a natural left-handed hitter. 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out and a runner at second. Time called in the box. Jimbalvo also kind of crowds the plate a little bit, daring Decker to come inside on him. Decker so far just 4 strikeouts, but he has pitched very, very efficiently in this one, only giving up the 1 run so far. Dancing off a second is Baker as the curveball comes in. A good take from Jimbalvo to work the count back in favor of himself. 2-1 with 1 down. Some action in both pens now as well.
Yeah, I was going to say Decker's around his 80th pitch, which is just in line with those pitchers down in the bullpens. We might see the end of Decker's day here at this inning.
Yeah, this will likely be his last frame of work. Hoping to get out of it quickly, but he's got a dangerous hitter in the plate in Jimbalvo and Greg Vaughn Jr. as well, waiting on deck. 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled away. Jimbalvo got a good fastball there, but he was just a tad bit late on it as he hits it foul. 2-2.
Gotta imagine, and I'm only thinking out loud here, because there's a runner on second, Jimbalvo, who we've seen hit for power. They tie it up here in the bottom of the 6th. They're going to the 7th and no one scores. I'm assuming we're going to extra innings for playoffs.
Yes, that is a thing that we have not mentioned as well. For the playoffs, there would be extra innings should we get to that point. And obviously, every team at this point, with how depleted they are, position player-wise and arm-wise, they would like to avoid that at all costs. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the hitter, Jimbalvo. Decker to the plate. Grounded on a couple of hops over to Cole Rankin, who's now over at first base. And he takes care of it, running to the bag himself for the 2nd out. Moving up to 3rd on the ground out is Chris Baker, who is now 90 feet away from the score.
And for the Jacks, the left fielder, number 10.
Second time that Nick Jimbalvo has grounded out to the first baseman. Just a little bit out in front as he rolled over on the ground out. So that'll bring up Greg Vaughn Jr. And Vaughn Jr. so far, just 5 hits on the Winter League. He has struggled a little bit as he puts this one into center field. Hardly moving at all is Littman, who is there to make the play for the 3rd out. So Decker works out of a jam. Baker is left stranded at 3rd base, and that is the 3rd out. 3-1 our score as we go to the top of the 7th. The Grizzly trying to add on a little bit of extra insurance when we come back.
Can't Google that.
Alex Lippman to set the table here in the 7th. It'll be 9-1-2 due up. The Grizzly lead it 3-1, and AJ Shaw back to the mound as he throws ball 1 in high to Nick Israel on the fastball.
Is that an appropriate question to ask chat? What that means?
Probably not.
Okay.
There's a ball upstairs, 2-0. Nick Israel, a single his last time up and an RBI. That was back in the 5th. Placing Daisuke Fukuda as he takes a ball here. Long day of baseball ahead of us. Again, a triple header. This game will be followed by the Canada A's and the Palm Springs Chill. In that game, we'll look forward to that one. The Chill are currently the 3 seed. And the A's dead last with 3-12 record. See who we get in the starts in that one. I would likely think that it will be Jesse Galindo for the Chill. As this ball is taken up high, Lippman has worked a walk. His second walk here this morning, and he is aboard.
Shaw's 51st pitch, and here comes JJ looking to the bullpen.
We'll see if that's it for Shaw. It looks like that will be his morning here. So Shaw is done. Worked through 2 innings. Struck out 1. He did allow 2 runs. And that's where we stand right now. 3-1. We'll take a quick break after the pitching change. Nick Israel the bat here after the leadoff walk issued to Alex Lippman. New pitcher on the mound is Adrian Sanchez. So he will come in to replace AJ Shaw, whose day is done. 2 innings of work, allowed 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. As the ball is taken here from Nick Israel. 2-0 is our count. Shaw gave a pretty good effort. Good efforts from both pitchers so far for the Lumberjacks between Valdenebro and Shaw. But they just have not got any run support as they still trail by 2. 3-1 our score. Pitches in there for a strike. 3-1 now to Nick Israel. So for Adrian Sanchez, he comes into this one 6 games of work so far on the mound. As he throws ball 4, a walk issue to Israel. Lippman will move up to second on the walk. And nobody out here still. The Grizzly in a good spot to put a couple of runs on the board in their hopes at least. Back-to-back walks, and for the game now as a staff, that's the 5th walk issued from the Lumberjacks. The Grizzly have definitely been beating them in that category, as Decker has only walked one on the other side.
Now batting, the right fielder.
So a free pass for Christian Busby, who has been seeing the ball pretty well at the plate as of late. He is 1 for 2, single and a run scored back in the first, a walk in the third, and fielder's choice in the fifth. Strike one here. He communicates a little bit with the home plate umpire. Sanchez on the year, as mentioned, 6 games of work, a 6.63 ERA, so not his typical spot, as he has played most of his games at the shortstop position. 6 1/3 innings of work, 6 strikeouts, but he has allowed 7 hits. His last time pitching was on February 7th in that long game against the Grizzly. And now Busby is hit at the plate, so the bases will be loaded after 3 free passes. It'll be Littman at third, Nick Israel at second, and now Busby at first.
Sean Lawler.
And now that'll bring up Sean Lawler, the designated hitter in this one. A double for him his first time around, a fly out and a fielder's choice. He does have 2 RBIs in the game, in a good spot to plate a couple more with the bases juiced and nobody out. Sanchez works from the stretch and brings in there for a strike on a fastball. The infield pulled in now for the Lumberjacks, trying to cut anything they can at the plate should Lawler hit a ground ball. Lawler, a good candidate to elevate, though, is typically a fly ball hitter, and here he flies one into center field, shallow. Making the play is Baker. Tagging up from third is Littman. The throw is going to be in time. Wow. What a throw from Chris Baker. Wow. Out in center field, he gets the outfield assist on a heck of a throw to home plate. One hop, easily fielded by Ortiz Vasquez, who slaps the tag on Littman. What a play from the center fielder.
Absolutely incredible. Littman trying to tag, but was tossed up, caught tagging from Baker. Absolutely incredible there.
Great play there from the center fielder in Baker. We also saw a really good play from Alex Littman as well. So good fielding from both center fielders. Littman had the diving grab earlier in the game. And now Baker with a cannon home to get the run there. Israel stayed put at second and Busby at first. Neither one of them moved up. Boy, that is a clutch defensive play there. Keeps the game within reach for the Lumberjacks. Still trailing by 2, 3-1 our score. Top of the 7th here with 1 down. Here is a ball to the hitter DC Russ, who is 0 for 3. A strikeout and 2 groundouts. Lots of ground ball outs in this game between both sides. Here's a pitch down low. It's a walk issued to DC Russ. So all the more reason why that throw from Baker was important. That would have played it a run there, but instead the bases are reloaded here as Cole Rankin will come to bat. That is the 4th free pass of this inning. All base runners getting aboard by way of either walk or hit by a pitch. Inning started with Littman walking, then Nick Israel taking a walk, Busby getting hit by a pitch. Lawler the fly out and the double play on that fly out, and now DC Russ with a walk. Cole Rankin will be the batter, a strikeout for him in this contest. He replaced Nick Kreutzer, so in that 5-hole, 3 strikeouts between Rankin and Kreutzer. 7 strikeouts as a team for this Grizzly squad. Valdenebro gave a good solid start, then AJ Shaw. And now it's Adrian Sanchez trying to keep the Grizzly where they're at and give their team a chance in the bottom half of the 7th. Pitch on the way is hit in the air to left. That should do it for this inning. Vaughn Jr. over to make the routine play, and he takes care of it in left field. A great play from Chris Baker to save a run and keep the Grizzly right where they're at on the double play ball. A good outfield assist from the center fielder, going 8-2 on that putout. Bases were left loaded, and the Grizzlies still lead though, 3-1. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Last chance here for the Lumberjacks. Last chance here for the Lumberjacks. It'll be 5, 6, 7 spots due out. Kadrian Russ will set the table. 1 for 2, a single and a run scored. He is the only run scored. 3-1 our score in this game. Decker back out to the hill. Ground ball back up the middle. Nick Israel there, and he makes the play. A pretty tough play. Moving to his left, showing off the range, and he takes care of Russ for the first out.
Now, Russ is a good leadoff hitter to have. However, just not fast enough to beat out Israel on the toss. It should be noted that the Grizzly have been walked off 3 times this season, and leads larger than this 2-run lead they have right now. So it's not over yet, even though they have their first out.
Get the good yogiism for you. It ain't over till it's over.
No, in this case, definitely not. It is playoff time. These guys want to win. They're going to do everything they can. Decker going into his 7th inning of work, looking for the complete game here.
Yeah, Decker back out to the mound, trying to give a complete game effort. I believe we've only seen 1 complete game so far this year. Was that Galindo?
Might have been.
Trying to remember, or no, it was Drummond. It was Luke Drummond. Here's a late single into right field off the bat of Dontavius Dickey, who takes a hard round at first, picked up in right field by Busby, and he gets it in quickly to Brandon Nieva out there. Base runner aboard, though, Dickey with a line drive single, a loud one at that, into right field.
And that's all it takes to get things started. Omar Ortiz Vasquez, his first at bat here, so he'll be seeing what Decker has to toss to him.
Decker has worked exceptionally well. Only 4 strikeouts, but that does not matter when you've only given up 1 run. As he throws ball 1 here to Ortiz Vasquez. Getting some encouragement from his dugout. Last chance for the Lumberjacks here in the California Winter League. Obviously, these players want to play as long as possible, so doing everything they can here in the last frame of work. This bat is shattered as he will need a new piece of lumber.
Which they probably toss it with the rest of the firewood, but you don't need any firewood out here. It's already warm enough.
Yeah, it is a warmer day today, so pitchers should like that, as it should be a favorable day for them. Although some pitchers actually pitch better in the cold. One of those weird things. It's pretty universal that hitters just hate hitting in the cold.
Oh, yeah.
That's a universal thing, but some pitchers really more comfortable pitching when it's a little chillier out.
Oh, absolutely. You get that edge in there.
No long sleeves needed here today, though, as Decker will come set, and he deals. Swing and a miss. Good pitch there. Decker's still showing good life on the fastball here in this game.
That's pitch number 90 for Decker.
He has worked for this whole game. Again, 4 strikeouts. He's only allowed 4 hits. He was very, very clean through the first 4 innings. He only had to face 13 batters. He had 3 3-up, 3 down innings in the first, second, and fourth. And in the third, he only had to face 1 more hitter. Ran into his first signs of trouble in the fifth, where the Lumberjacks would plate their run. Cadrian Russ coming around on an RBI double off the bat of Andres Mendoza. Single in the 6th, now a single in the 7th, so not much hurt. Runner takes off for second, and sliding in aggressively out there was Dickey. Boy, he plowed over Brandon Nieva, who was awaiting the throw down.
Absolutely just gunning in there.
Boy, talk about a full head of steam. He pretty much overslid the bag and took out the legs of Nieva as he slid in head first.
You don't see a lot more collisions in any league anymore. That was aggressive. Again, I've told you, these guys want to win. There's that second run at second base, tying run at the plate.
Omar Ortiz Vasquez at the plate, and he awaits from Decker. A 2-2 coming. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. A big strikeout there from Jackson Decker, his 5th of the game and his most crucial one with a runner at second base. Wow, solid strikeout there when he needs it most. His first strikeout since back in the 4th, and none bigger than that one.
Absolutely, all of his strikeouts have been on swinging and misses, or swings and misses. It would be the last chance here for the Jacks.
Drew Thomas is the Lumberjacks' last hope to try and chop down some trees and chop down some runs. They trail 3-1, down by 2 here. Decker working slowly, making sure that he is everything in order as he comes set in a 1-0. And down low. The run at second base in Dickey does not matter. It's Thomas's run potentially at the plate that matters. He is the tying run. So Decker should not have to worry at all about Dickey out at second base. Comes set pretty quickly here. 2 balls and no strikes, 2 outs. Searching for that last out as this ball is hit softly off to the right, foul.
Might have been ball 3 if he let it go.
Trying to go the other way there was Drew Thomas, who was 0 for 2, a fly out in the 3rd, popped out on the infield back in the 5th. Trying to keep things alive here as Decker is ready with a 2-1 and 2 outs. Comes set looking back at second and fires. Outside high, 3-1. The Lumberjacks just trying to keep the line moving. It's Kane Ruiz awaiting on deck. He is 0 for 1 with the walk.
Pitch 98 coming up next here from Decker.
Approaching triple digits as Decker tries to put away the Lumberjacks. Pitches in the dirt. He tried to muscle up with some extra velocity and it backfired on him. Spiked it in the dirt in front of Tanaka there, who couldn't keep it in front, but now runners at the corners. A walk issued to Thomas. Moving up on the wild pitch is Dontavius Dickey.
Here we go. More drama being added.
More fuel to the flame as Decker will now talk with his manager out there.
Pitch 99. The first pitch to Cruz will be the 99th pitch from Decker.
Now
That is Thomas
right fielder, number
Padilla
14.
that went out to talk to Decker there. King Ruiz will stand in. He's going to try to play some hero ball with runners at the corners and 2 outs.
Gotta imagine that Thomas is thinking of stealing second base.
Yes, that would be a crucial bag to steal. We'll see if he goes at any point. Pitch is lined into left field past a diving Nick Israel. They move station to station, and scoring on the RBI is Dontavius Dickey. So things getting interesting here with something brewing in the bottom of the 7th.
Again, the Grizzly are the main team that have lost their leads in the late innings. I think that's the main reason why they're under 500, and the reason why they have that tie. They gave up runs in the late innings. They couldn't come back. They couldn't keep a lead, and that's been the story of the year for this team this entire time. Is we'll have a courtesy runner come in, and it looks like it'll be Killian Bloat at second.
So Bloat at second base.
Second base for the Jacks. Number 11.
And back to the top of the order we go with Chris Baker, who hit a nice line drive single back through the middle. And we know in baseball, hitters start to get your number by about the 3rd time through the order. And this is the 4th time through for Baker. Singled in that 3rd time through, and he hit it hard. So Baker likely has Decker's number. Decker pumps strike 1 here. No balls and a strike. Runners at first and second, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th.
A close pitch that could have gone either way, ball or strike. It'll go the way of the strike.
Decker comes set and will deal an 0-1 breaking ball. Baker could not come up with anything there. He swings and misses on the hanger, and it's 0-2. Baker with the tremendous defensive play in the top half to keep the Grizzly from scoring, and he's given his team a chance. He's trying to be the hero here in the bottom of the 7th.
Last strike for the team. Pitch 102 from Decker after the timeout here.
Killian Bloat should score easily on a single. Ruiz with good speed at first should score on a ball that's in the gaps. Baker with an 0-2. Decker to the plate. Ball is hit in the air to center field. Should be playable for Lippman, who will make the play in center field. And it'll be the Alberta Grizzly moving on. And what an effort from Jackson Decker. He gets the complete game. 5 strikeouts for the right-handed pitcher. He only allowed 5 hits in the game. And he kept the Lumberjacks guessing all morning long. And they had no answer for Jackson Decker. A star-studded effort from the starter for the Grizzly, and they win the first playoff game of the day.
Yeah, Decker gets the win. Baldenabro will take the loss. He had a great day. 4 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts and only 2 walks. And I think that was the story of the game. Pitching is what dominated. It was a low-scoring affair. We saw the last one score here in this last inning for some drama at the end. But that's what the teams are going to be focused on here. Pitching wins the ball games. The hitting will come. The hitting will come with time. And I think you said it around the 3rd, 2nd time that you see a guy, you're going to see his stuff. You're going to pick up on his speed, on his breaking ball stuff, and that's when the hits will come in. But if you're a solid pitcher and you can mix it up, you'll get around that. But great game for our first game of our triple-header today of the playoffs.
Solid effort. What a way to set the table for our next 2 games to follow. Game 2 of this afternoon will be between the Palm Springs Chill and the Canada A's in that matchup. Josh Sperber will have the call on that one. I'll slide over to the color spot. And that'll do it for us here in game one. Again, the Alberta Grizzly win, and they move on here in the playoffs in the California Winter League. And again, triple header action today, so we'll be back with game two here in roughly about 30 minutes. We'll see how much time we get in between these games, as they'll likely want to move them along rather quickly. But that will be our final score from this one. The final being 3-2 as the Grizzly come out on top here in game one.